In the run-up to this debate, we watched every performance they'd ever given on a debate stage to see how the candidates might approach this debate. I'm watching for how Elizabeth Warren presents herself as somebody who could face off against Donald Trump. I'm watching to see if Cory Booker finds a way for a breakout, and I'm kind of looking for the same thing from Amy Klobuchar and Beto O'Rourke, and watching on the margins for one of the lesser-known candidates to not so much go on the attack, but to make themselves look credible because they're in danger of slipping out of the conversation. Elizabeth Warren is one of the most experienced communicators in the race. She's only been in political debates for the last 8 years, and her career really started with a Democratic nomination that she won pretty handily without real debates, then with a series of high-stakes debates against Scott Brown, the Republican senator from Massachusetts. The question lingering in a lot of people's minds is still, what does Elizabeth Warren say about Native American ancestry? And the answer is she's talked a lot about this.
I've put out my family story. Shoot, I even took a DNA test.
And we've seen when it's asked in an accusatory way how she reframes the question.
Do you consider yourself a minority?
I consider myself as having a Native American background. That's what I said, that's what I am.
Beto O'Rourke is one of the more interesting talkers in the campaign. What O'Rourke tended to do in his Texas Senate race, what he'll probably do on the debate stage, is bring things back to people he's met personally.
I met an educator named Holly. She's been teaching for 29 years.
Instead of getting into big, broad terms about how a policy might pass, he'll explain the problem he wants to solve through the story of somebody that he knows on the trail.
I want to make sure that I never meet another young man like Joey in Laredo, 29 years old, has diabetes, now has glaucoma, does not have health care.
Cory Booker tends to radiate optimism. Even when he's on the attack, he tends to respond to that attack by being startled that somebody could attack a record like his. When he ran for the Senate in 2013, his first federal election against Democrats, in a very relevant, similar debate to this one, they criticized his left-wing bona fides.
He actually voted for a program substantially similar to exactly what I support. So while they're criticizing me, I'd like for them to explain why they vote for the same position that I have.
Booker, a lot like O'Rourke, brings everything back to people, and in his case, everything comes back to Newark, the city where he was mayor longer than he's been a senator.
We're showing it can be done in Newark, and that makes me know it could be done in America.
Amy Klobuchar has only won landslides in her political career. She's won 3 Senate races by double digits. In her 2006 race, she had a Republican opponent who was a little bit rattled on his unpopular Iraq war vote. That gave Klobuchar a lot of room to establish her own credibility on foreign policy.
How come he won't even admit that he was wrong about voting for this war?
She has a biography, a kind of multi-generational story of her own life in Minnesota. That's one of her favorite ways to close an argument.
I'm the granddaughter of a miner. I'm the daughter of a newspaper man and a teacher. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a prosecutor, and I'm an advocate.
John Delaney's goal in this debate is to portray himself as the most serious, moderate candidate, something he's pretty well positioned to do on this stage. So don't expect him to go on the attack as much as talk about why his plans can pass, his plans can work, other people's can.
This, to me, is a prudent, measured approach that won't shock the economy, but will get us on the path to dealing with our deficit.
Jay Inslee comes into the debate a little bit less known than people in the center of the stage. His strategy, when he wasn't an incumbent, was to talk about how many plans he had.
Now we need and we have a 75-point plan.
And then in 2016, when he was running for re-election, he did what you're going to see a lot of governors do, which is say, I made progressive change happen. No one else on the stage can say that.
I just take issue with my opponent who doesn't want to move forward on what clearly scientifically is necessary for health.